Let's fucking go. We about to go big. Kill him with the prize pig. Let's fucking go. We going out blazing.
Let's get hunting.
This is population. About to go big. Kill him with the prize pig. About to go big. Kill him with the prize pig. 24/7 researching, it's all a fantasy. But if I make the right plays, it pays automatic. Bankroll showing that I know it, dope strategy. On a winning streak, I'm stacking a dose and the bookies all get mad at me. Confident with how it plays, not clicking on a flex today. All I see is green and we all about to get paid. Arrogant shots on the stream, they be killing it. Never gonna stop it, I like if you feeling it. Picking the players, they all never time you can't make up your mind and just go with your gut. Looked around, we found a glitch, no toast allowed, just close to list. Sophia's fine, sat to his stick, and Caitlin Clark just doesn't miss. Win, lose or draw, we never quit. When we shoot the ball, it's another switch. Submit the link, it'll make you rich, and we going big, don't be a bitch. Let's fucking go, we about to go big. Kill him with the prize pig. Let's fucking go, we going out blazing. This is population. About to go big. Kill him with the prize pig. About to go big. Kill him with the prize pigs. We about to go big.
This is the game.
We going out blazing.
Let's get hunting.
This is population. About to go big.
Just cash.
Kill him with the prize pigs. About to go
Just
big.
cash.
Kill him with the prize pigs.
Just cash.
What's up, E? We're back, baby. What's up, bro?
What's good, fam? Welcome back. Welcome one and all. Been a minute, but we are back in the saddle, getting ready to ramp up for WNBA season. Let's go, baby.
No way. It can't be. It can't be. It's been so long.
I know. Been on a bit of a hiatus in between sports right now, but we are back, getting ready to ramp up full time. It is our final few days getting ready for opening day, man. I'm super excited. Starts May 8th, this Friday, so make sure you guys stick around all week. Come pop in the Discord with us, and hey, we appreciate everybody hanging out with us as usual. Love to be back, ready to roll. So, but without further ado, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button down below. We're gonna get, like I said, back in the swing of it, streaming full time again. Maybe even some double stream action on Friday, dare I say. We'll find out soon. But if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out whenever we do go live. Turn the noties on and check out our Discord. Still running the 7-day free trial for that. So check it out. Links in the description down below. Come in, win some cash with us. And then also we're going to get access to a couple other sports too. I know we're coming off of a banger night. We had a full unit play with MPB. So shout out to our co-host here, Underrated. Love it, man. We got a lot of stuff going on there.
Yay.
Man. Waking up to some green. Felt pretty good today.
Yeah, that was a good one, man. Needed that one. Need to get that one back. Now we're back on track.
Yes, sir. If you guys also, if you got any questions, comments, anything, prop wise as well, make sure to throw it down below. We'll check it out. I think today and tomorrow we'll just kind of, recap what all the different players, different teams and stuff that's been going on. We had a lot of movements, a couple players getting dropped, unfortunately, and a few signings. So we'll recap all of that. We'll talk about some maybe player props as well. Again, we love to be transparent, so make sure you guys, I would say honestly probably the first 2 weeks playing really light. Just hang back a little bit. We are going to have some plays, but we are going to play light. I can't stress that enough. We're looking for a little bit of data, so we don't want to go too far into it just yet without any prior knowledge and stuff. Also adding 2 teams this year is going to shake up the player pool selection a little bit as well, but should be good, man. We got 15 teams this year, so I'm super excited about it, and there's gonna be a lot to talk about during the week. Also, pretty excited. We shouldn't have many stale slates where, typically we're kind of used to having random one gamers and, stuff like that here and there. So I think we should get at least 2 games on most of the slates, if not 3 or more. So I'm excited about it. And 2 new teams, that's going to add some more injury stuff to keep an eye out on, and make the variables, I think, a little bit better in our favor. So I'm excited, man. Honestly, I'm super excited to be back. If you guys are excited, make sure to hit that like button. Yeah. So we're just getting back into it. I think a nice little, at least 10 likes would be lovely. 15 likes would be perfect. But I digress. Let's talk about some basketball. You ready, man?
I'm ready. I need to learn here, man. I know you've been on it the past few weeks, so it's time for catch up for me. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, so our opening day, we have Connecticut Suns going to be traveling out to New York Liberty. I think, honestly, dare I say Connecticut, probably one of the worst teams in the league right now. Still, clearly on some kind of a rebuild plan. They lost a couple of key players on their team as a whole. Mabry obviously leaving is going to be a bit of a void to fill, but they have Anissa Morrow and Aaliyah Edwards, who I will say Aaliyah Edwards, super excited. I was a fan of her going there and getting a fresh start. Washington still drafting big, so obviously wasn't going to work out too well there for her long term, but I like her here. I think her and Morrow looked really well. And, you throw in Brittany Grinder and we'll see what happens. But she looked all right in the preseason. This last game, at least, she looked a lot more imposing. But we'll see. We'll see. I do think, all in all, though, New York, easy win here. I wouldn't be surprised to see them win by 20 or more. Now, let's talk about the two teams as a whole. So, Connecticut, like I said, key players, I would really say just being Edwards, Morrow, Brittany Grinder. They do also still retain Lacan and Sanaya Rivers, which I think, Rivers was a great defensive player for them. Lacan was a really well-rounded player. Would like to see her maybe get a little bit more active in the field goal department. But one big glaring thing that Connecticut is going to be dealing with is their point guard and shooting guards are really, really lackluster. This is going to be a team that's going to be fairly imposing inside the paint. So I do like that. At least they have some kind of a presence there to deal with and, bring more of the scoring and defensive metrics to the team. But, yeah, it's going to be tough for the guards. So, all in all, I think Lacan is going to be out for a little while, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, no, she's just overseas right now. So she should be good to go. No real injury news to worry about as far as this side of things. I'm not going to lie. I think, honestly, if we're ever playing any props from Connecticut, it's going to be likely two players, maybe Lacan, but honestly, I'm just looking at Aaliyah Edwards and Anissa Morrow here. Everyone else, not that worried about. Brittany Griner, we saw a lot this last season, the minutes being in flux. She could play something closer to what we saw the year before, but honestly, I don't know if I can count on that. This would be a player to target, though. Her lines are going to be low to open the season, but if she plays a couple of reasonable games, that might bump it up a little bit. But long term, this is one that we're going to be looking out for. As well as if she's not going to play, then we're going to be looking to Big Dota, who should step in, fill up on the glass. So we'll kind of play that by ear. But yeah, man, tough sledding for them this year. Tough sledding. And then we go to one of the mega teams of the season who, on my personal list, I got them. I think they're going to win it all this year, man. It's pretty clear-cut favorites, in my opinion. I think New York, Vegas, and then sprinkle in, your Atlanta, Indiana after that. New York looks good, man. They look extremely good. This team is unbelievably stacked. They picked up two, I think, really big additions back to this team. We had Hanzu coming back from her overseas stuff, so that's going to be her their backup center for JJ. And then another big pickup was going to be Satu Sabali, who, she's a great player. I got to say, I think she just had a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff going on at Phoenix. She played really well at Dallas, so we know that she has that kind of ceiling. And then just being able to get lumped into this all-star cast made a lot of sense. So one player they did lose was Natasha Cloud, who ironically got signed today to Chicago, which we'll circle back to here in just a minute. But They got Laney back this year. They got Johannes, and also Rebecca Gardner still looks pretty solid. I will say also shout out to Dee Richards. She's been kind of in and out of the league for the last couple of years. Would hope to see her get a final roster spot with this team, but we will keep an eye out on that. But one of our Aussie bays, man, Big Molly. I'm fingers crossed that she can stick a spot in the league this year. She was one of our favorites that we were covering with the Aussie League, and she's played really well in this preseason. I've liked her a lot. She's put up a lot of well-rounded stats, and is not afraid to shoot the ball either. So I think that was a really good pickup for them. But yeah, man, New York just looks absolutely loaded. It's going to be even crazier to see the players that they cut, who are also fairly well. But it's a good team, man. It's a really good team. Injury news-wise, the biggest one is going to be Sabrina Ionescu. She had a leg injury in this preseason game and ended up leaving early. Looks like she's going to be out for at least 1 to 2 weeks, so we'll kind of circle back to that. But they're going to be without her for game 1, so books have made a little bit of an adjustment there. I'm kind of curious to see who's going to run more of the traditional point guard duties. I think Johannes is going to get the spot start for this first game at least, and then we'll have her doing a little bit of handles, Laney a little bit, and then kind of round it out with Big Stu at the top end of it. So I think they're going to be fine here, though. This should be a cake matchup. They have a very formidable paint presence too, so we have that counteract things going on the other side, and then their guard selection is just night and day, way better. But I do like Liberty. I was honestly quite surprised they had their postseason odds were really, really, really favorable. I mean, they were like plus 200 to make the finals, and I'm like, bro, who else is going to beat this team in a 5-game series to go to the finals? It could be Vegas. They could mess around and end up playing them, unfortunately. But the other teams, I got to roll the dice on that. And then I think they were also plus 450 to win it all outside of this week. So maybe with the Sabrina news, that go back down to normal. But yeah, man, I got a lot of high hopes for New York. We'll say, last little caveat, and we'll keep on going. They are without Sandy Brondello this year, so that is kind of a new twist to add on to it. New coach, new kind of scheme working in, but I'm excited, man. This has been a good organization, so we'll see what happens.
So what happened last year? I forget now. It's been so long. I know Vegas won, but what did New York do? Who did they lose to? Was it Vegas at the end?
Bro, we should
forgot
know this.
I know. That's what I was thinking too. But I figure whoever's watching here can get a little update and remember as well. I always like to get a little recap before we move forward.
They got swept by Phoenix. Or no, they lost to Phoenix, and then Phoenix lost to the Aces.
Okay. And the Aces were having issues all season, and then playoff time came around. Asia said, "I am Asia." Right? It's basically what happened. And yeah. Chelsea, somehow waddling Chelsea's still relevant. More than relevant.
Yeah, man. I mean, they just played really well-rounded. Jackie had herself a series. Asia played really well as usual, but they were able to get it done last year, and they have, I would say, arguably a better team this year too. So Vegas, quite the contender to win it all this year.
So crazy.
All right. We're also going to circle back to game props and stuff too, the player props, sorry. If you guys got any questions about that, again, throw them down in the comments and we'll get to them and kind of peruse and see what we got. The prop selection for this game is going to be kind of interesting. I had a lot of interest in taking some unders on the New York side of things, but with Sabrina being out, it's going to be a little bit more obnoxious. Now, I will say, Stewart, her prop's pretty fair. 18.5 points is a bit on the higher side. I hate how Underdog has this sorted out, man. They have everything completely out of order.
Do they?
Right, let's look at this. Yeah, it's really annoying. All right, so we don't even have Connecticut props yet. That's a bit unfortunate. We'll keep an eye out for that. But, yeah, JJ also at 14.5 points. This is a very normal line for her. I mean, traditionally she's around 13.5, maybe 14.5 if she's been going on a heater. This one's pretty interesting. I could see her having a little bit more of a struggle just trying to square up with Grinder down low. If she's hitting her 3-ball, she'll probably make a couple of those, but it's early in the season, and if this game slips by any metrics, we will definitely see some of these starters take a seat early. Stewart and JJ especially, she was always one of the first to go out. So 14.5 points. I'm not too mad at that, to be honest. I am not too mad at that.
She got a different picture too.
Yeah, they updated a lot of this stuff, thankfully. Some of them, maybe not thankfully, they kind of did them dirty on a few pictures, but yeah, she's looking better on that one.
14.5, you're liking the over.
No, the under.
Okay, good. I was about to say, oh my gosh. Okay.
Nah. Because again, Connecticut, they're going to have a good front court, so going to be a tougher sledding there. But, I mean, you look at her from last year, like I was saying, this is a pretty normal line for her. I mean, she absolutely fell off the face of the earth in the postseason down the stretch. But, I mean, still just in a general sense, she didn't really do that a whole lot. I mean, 12 out of 34 games last season, 35%. And, yes, had 2 better games against them. I will say it is against her old team, so she likes to have a little bit of get up for that. But still, man, that's a blowout situation. Game 1 of the season. Just saying. That under's not too shabby.
We want alts. We want alts. We want alts.
Yeah. We'll keep an eye out for that too, because I'm sure Underdog's going to sandbag a couple things early, and then once we get a few games under the belt, they'll likely give us a bit more of a prop selection. We did get some alt overs. Some of these points were somewhat appealing. Most of the RA stuff is pretty well priced, but yeah, this is one I might not be too mad at. We'll just kind of throw that in the queue for now, leave it as a placeholder.
Okay, doke.
And then Stewart's, kind of interesting. I do think also her 3-point made is something that could be a sweat. I don't doubt that she can hit 1 3, but needing 2 threes is kind of pushing it. We saw a lot of games last season where she just really did not care whatsoever to take threes. I mean, this is not in her bag. My only concern would be with Sabrina being out, that kind of throws a bit of a question mark there. But if we get to offset that with Johannes, I mean, Johannes is exclusively a 3-point shooter, so she should soak up some of those 3-point overall volume in that regard. But it's a sweat. I'm not gonna lie, it might be a bit of a sweat, but this was actually low-key one of the freest props last year.
Yeah, I like that. Definitely. What did it look like with Sabrina out last year?
Well, I don't think we didn't have many games without Sabrina, really.
Oh, okay. I thought we had a few. I know at the end she seemed to be a little slower injured and.
Oh yeah. So we had a couple games. There's 1 for 6 games total last season that she was out.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's give it the old gander.
Gander on. Q Donkey's here too, as well. We need to shout that man out.
What up, bro? What up, my guy? Yeah, so in the 6 games, Stewart played 5 of those and only got there 1 time. And that was against Phoenix.
Yeah. Hey, what's the 1.5 under? Is there juice on the under? Must be, huh? Oh yeah, there's a decent amount. Okay.
Well, actually, I mean, FanDuel has it at plus money right now too.
What? Oh, I was looking at that backwards. Oh yeah, that's great.
Let's see. Just out of curiosity, this might be one of those things that they just never reacted to. Yeah, this is kind of night and day. I mean, she's heavily juiced on the over 1.5.
What was her average just chucking threes last year as far as how many attempts? I don't seem to think she had more than like 3 a game.
Not many at all.
Yeah,
Let's see. Do I have attempts? She averaged 2.8 attempts.
Yeah, I mean, and she needs 2 to beat us. That's pretty nice. And you're thinking the matchup isn't it won't be very difficult for them. She might not play the whole game. She probably won't need to chuck threes because they'll be whooping their ass anyways. You would think. Yeah, I like that more and more now that we look at that, bro.
Yeah, they should be playing from ahead for most, I mean, if not all the game.
That might be a smacker right there. Kevin Thomas is here. What's up, bro?
Yo, what's good, man? What's good? I'm really surprised this is plus money. I mean, I get Sabrina being out, but Johannes is strictly a 3-point shooter.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Hey, we'll just kind of throw these in the queue, at least keep them as a placeholder on screen for you guys. I do have interest in both of these, though. This one's really interesting. I wonder if, for those kind of odds we're getting for the over, if we might even be able to mess around and find this at 2.5 somewhere.
Yeah, true. That would be crazy. We need
I
those
haven't looked
alts.
I haven't looked on the hot streak yet because they keep asking me to verify my identity, and I've done that like 5 times already. So they're kind of on my shit list for that, but they might have some vaults and stuff that we can work with.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Let me take a look at that. See if I can get in mine.
All right, well, let's keep it going. Next up, we got, I believe, Toronto and Portland. Yeah, Washington traveling out to Portland, or to Toronto, sorry, for their season opener. Now, Toronto was one of the teams that we thankfully got in a season-long bet. They had them at 12.5 wins right whenever we picked up news that they were acquiring Brittany Sykes. You know, for a rebuild team, I'm pretty excited. This is where Sandy Brondello ended up going to head coach. So we know that there is at least a really good coach behind the reins of this team. And they got a couple pretty solid players. You know, let's take a look at that. 12.5 seemed very, very generous considering the fact that Golden State last year, you know, a newer coach, brand new coach, she was an assistant coach for them, you know, ended up picking up 23 wins on the regular season. So I think I got a lot of faith that Sandy can at least get us 14 wins here, 14, 15. But yeah, let's take a look at this team, though. For an expansion team, they got some pretty solid players. Now, we got Mabry, going to be one of their lead shooters, Brittany Sykes, and then Julie Alleman should be running their point guard duties. So, we got our 1, 2, and 3 right there. Now, they picked up some size. I will say pretty excited for Nayara Sabali getting her, you know, spots, not a spot starter anymore, but an actual starting role. Should be their lead center. Doing some overseas commitment, but should be back with the team. Wouldn't be too surprised to see her and Fag Bentley split a little bit of time, at least while she's getting acclimated with the team. But still, all in all, both of those really solid bigs. And we got Milik and Maria from Minnesota, who I was a big fan of her defense last year. So we got some size on this team. I mean, there's a lot of really well-rounded players. You know, even your Izzy Harrisons, Condi, you know, and Nye. We saw her from Vegas last year. She's a 3-point center or a 3-point big. So I like what I see here, man. There's a lot of potential. And I think also being able to pick up Latska and Held. Held was an absolute steal, man. I cannot believe that, you know, they basically were able to sign her for free. She was great on Phoenix last year, and she looked great in the preseason. So all in all, I think Toronto, really solid team. You know, it is an expansion team on a rebuild, so there's going to be the drawbacks from that. But all in all, I would be astounded if this team doesn't get below 15 wins this season.
Okay, big Toronto.
Yeah, big Toronto. And then on the other side of the things, oh, dude, RotoWire is pissing me off with these pop-ups. I don't know when that started. I just noticed that was going on today. But yeah, let's talk about Washington. Another team that I'm super excited for. You know, we had a lot of hype around them last year. And then this year, even more excited. They had two I think, key pieces coming to their team as a whole. We got Georgia Moore coming back. She's looked fantastic in the preseason so far. Short little girl, but short little woman, let me rephrase. But I think perfect point guard for this team. Her and Lauren Betts looked outstanding in the preseason. And I got to say it, I'm going to put my foot down on it right now. Rookie of the year, this girl right here. I still have no idea how she was not the number 1 draft pick or even number 2. Easily all day should have went to Dallas, but we digress. Washington was able to pick her up. But in kind of a weird situation, though, I got to say two halves here of the coin. Having Shakira Austin, not only having her, but re-signing her to a more expensive contract, and then picking up Lauren Betts just kind of didn't make a lot of sense here. I'm a little weirded out about that because I love Lauren Betts, man. I think she's phenomenal for this team. She's a traditional classic big, loves to battle inside the paint, has a great mid-range, and also really good at facilitating too. So don't sleep on that RA from her long-term. But kind of weird, you know, I could see them playing Shakira and Betts alongside each other. But, you know, we also still had Kiki, who played a really good season last year. She looked fantastic and unrivaled. And then you got some other players, you know, Onuere, she's been on a lot of teams here. You know, you got that also in the back. I don't know how these two are going to play out together. I personally would love to see Shakira move to the 4, let her play a little bit more active like that. and you could even slide Kiki over to 3, but that will be kind of TBD. Not really sure how coach is going to handle that, but we'll see. We haven't got to see Shakira Austin yet in the preseason, so not really sure how that's going to look like. But I'm a huge fan of Lauren Betts, and I will say, while I would not be surprised if Shakira Austin isn't traded from this team sometime down the line this season.
Poor Shakira.
Not to any bad effects. I love Shakira. She was one of our favorite unrivaled players during this in-between seasons, but it just doesn't make any sense. They have way too many bigs right now on this team as it is. They're going to have to cut some people soon. And you look at their guard situation, though. I mean, outside of Citron and Georgia Moore, like, who else is there? We have a team of nobodies. I mean, this is literally...
I was going to say that, man. I was looking at that. I was like, wait a minute. Where are their guards at?
Yeah. No, it is a mess here.
Yeah.
So, fingers crossed. I don't want to see any of these ladies getting hurt, but if either Georgia or Citron get in kind of any kind of injury trouble, this team's going to be a hot mess in the guard situation. So... I do think they play as a bigger front court. Wouldn't be surprised to see 3 bigs, basically from the 3, 4, and 5 situation out there at all times. But the guard situation is going to be interesting, to say the least. You're not getting any support from the bench here. At best, maybe Olsen or Scott goes out and hits you a couple threes, but whew,
gross.
We're going to pray. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
that's nasty.
Citron played really good defense. I will say I do like that. I mean, she should be able to hang with most opposing shooting guards, but Georgia looked really good. She's a very scrappy defender. Maybe see her get into a bit of foul trouble to start the season, but, all in all, losing out a little bit on size there. So if we got a taller point guard on the other side, that could be a little bit of a trouble for her. But all in all, I like this team. With coaching changes from last year, I was much more of a fan of Washington. So that Thibault moron that was there from forever.
QD says Cloud should have went to Washington.
Yeah, I mean, she would have made a lot of sense there, honestly. But I think there's a lot of bad blood behind the scenes, and I don't even know if she would have accepted an offer from Washington, to be honest. Also, I mean, you look at the average age of this team, man. This whole team is just full of nothing but young bugs. I mean, there's like 2 people on here that are going to actually see some time in the court that are like 27 or 28. But everyone, I mean, we're talking like 24 and under across the board. So they're really committed to keeping this as a young core as possible.
Lauren Betts, let's see it.
Yeah, man.
What are her lines? What are her lines at?
Non-existent, actually.
Oh, really? Okay. Weird.
Yeah.
I guess they'll put them up later, closer to the start.
Maybe. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see us missing a couple of these rookies in maybe the first game or 2, but we'll definitely get props sooner than later.
These live props might be interesting on the day 1 and day 2 as well. If they have lines that are off a little bit, we can catch it,
Absolutely.
Could be some smacks.
Now, with that being said, I do think there is a couple of interesting props. I would like to take from Washington's side of things. I would have interest in Citron. I do like the 14.5 points a little bit more. I know you're taking a payout hit for that, but with her, it was pretty important, that 1 point difference. I mean, she was very much so like her point prop would be 13.5 and she would get 14 points exactly. Many games in a row, but it would be 14 points. If it was 14.5, you'd probably come up a little bit shy. So I do like her. I think they need a lot more 3-point volume out of her overall this season. She'll continue to be a slashing guard too, but she should have better usage with no Sykes being there. Kiki, I'm going to probably stay away from. Hard to predict minutes on the floor, who she's playing alongside too, because that makes a massive difference. And then, again, with Lauren Betts being that focal point down low, I don't really think she's going to get a whole lot of time under the glass. So we're going to have to see that range, that mid-range and 3-point shooting step forward a little bit here. Probably just going to be a pass all in all, unless we get more props to work with, though. But on the other side of things, though, we got pretty interesting. Sykes for game 1 of the season is going to be going up against her former team in Washington. I wish it was in Washington because she'd have a little bit more, motivation to play really, really well. But we are getting a fairly favorable line from her. 14.5 points is not bad. I do get the impression she could bump down to 13.5, so we'll kind of circle back to that later. But she's going to have a lot of usage here. I mean, her and Mabry should be the 1-2 punch from this team. So the most nights, I would say probably Mabry's going to be the one, and then Sykes right behind her. But still, usage should be fairly high for both of these players. And if I had more game one interest, it's probably going to be for Mabry. Brondello did make a focal point of drafting her first, and then building the team kind of around her as well. I like Mabry. She's done us dirty plenty of times in the past, but she's also a really high volume shooter. So 14.5 points is pretty favorable.
I like that.
Also,
actually.
her 1.5 threes. Shit payout, but they know.
Yeah. 14.5 for the star player of the team. I mean, we saw what she did in the 3-on-3 stuff. I mean,
yeah.
We got some more time. Washington is, I don't really think they're so wonderful on defense there, so I don't know. 14.5 seems low for the top scoring player on that team. I mean, who else is going to score? We know Sykes, but you know how Sykes is.
Yeah.
It's hit or miss.
Well, I mean, so let's kind of hypothesize our starting five here. I think easily it's going to be Allman at the 1, Mabry at the 2, Sykes at the 3. So, I mean, Julie, very low volume shooter. I mean, at best, she's probably taken 5-6 field goal attempts. And then look at the other two. Baby Sabali, I do think there is some kind of a question mark there. She could have a fair amount of usage, but we've never really got to see a lot of that from her, because especially with being on New York, even whenever she was a starter, it was still surrounded by 4 other great players. So I think maybe she's probably next up, could be our number 3 on the team. And then if we get Fag Bentley out there, I mean, we know that's like single digit all day, 5-6 field goal attempts. Maybe she gets 10 points, but a low volume player there. And then the other players around, I mean, Milik, single digits. Kia Nurse, as much as I dislike the hell out of her, she is going to at least be a spark plug for them off the bench. Both her and Held take maybe a little bit of volume there, but that's with the second unit. So, I mean, you look at the starters, I think it's a real clear cut from first and seconds, or even your 1A, 1B here. And then it's going to take a little bit of a dive off the cliff after that.
Yeah, I think that Mabry play might be a little sneaky smacker right there. 14.5 is too low for her. Like you said earlier, she has got us in the past. She could almost be in the banned players list with how many times she's just fucked us. But, man, on this team, we know how she is, man. She's ball hog. She'll shoot every time.
Yeah. She did play pretty poor against them last year, I will say. I mean, for the most part, their games are just really underwhelming. Yes, it was from a different team, so let's keep that in mind. But they had a lot of really low-scoring affairs against them last year. But this is a new team, so I think we got to kind of take this with a fresh start and hope that her mental game is still going to be strong for us, looking for this new team, new development. And, again, man, I just feel like Sandy knows how to play a team well, and her stars for the team should be able to take a step forward here. So, if anything, I mean, you look at comparison, obviously a little bit of a different skill set, but the way that they played Sabrina and Laney, or Sabrina and insert whatever shooting guard in there, they have a lot of usage. So, I mean, it's definitely something that they like to build around. And also having Sabali from past seasons, she's already been her coach for that. So she knows how to play that, knows how to run the pick and roll game between her. So it's going to be interesting, but I do think this is a pretty favorable line for Mabry, though, like you said.
Yeah, it's too low, man.
The other one that I was looking at, Sykes' lines, honestly, are just really, really low. Her 21.5 PRA made a lot of sense. And then for Mabry as well, if you want some kind of different bit of action here, her 3.5 rebounds, really, really low. Payout kind of sucks, but even the PR, I'm not too mad at this either. But for a full payout, I might just have to stick with the points here, though.
Yep. I'm with it.
All right. Well, let's keep it going. Keep it going. Next up, I believe we have Seattle and Golden State. Battle of the mid and battle of the rebuild. Now, Seattle, complete rebuild. They lost NECA, Skyler, Gabby Williams, and I think a couple of backup players too. But team is on a complete rebuild this season, so quite the shell of what it was last year. Golden State retained a fair amount of their players, but they did lose a couple of key pieces, and something I think we'll see quite a bit of a difference from last year. So the best thing that Golden State had going for them last season is, well, two things. One, home court advantage. This team was, unbelievable at the house. Like, they won so many of their games at the house against any teams. Like, matchup be damned, didn't matter. But another thing is their front court and inside the paint presence that they had all season. They were one of the best interior defensive teams all season by far. Well, you look at them this year, they lost Billings and they lost Fag Bentley, which were two really important players for them. Yes, they still have Kayla Thornton, but losing those other two players, I think, is a really massive hit to them. Now, they did pick up Kia Stokes, who I think likely will probably see a spot start here, at least until Repair possibly takes her position. But real good chance that I think she's going to be at the 5 for them, and then Kayla down at the 4. But being able to pick up Gabby Williams, really nice. I like her at the 3. She's always been a fan of her there. And then we're going to round it out with Burton at the 1 and Tiffany Hayes likely at the 2. So this is not a bad team. I think on the surface, still a lot of the same things in play that we had from last year. I'm worried about that interior defense, though. Losing Fag Bentley and not having her there is going to be pretty important. So we'll see if Kia Stokes can hold up her end of the bargain there. Not getting much offensive upside whatsoever from either of these players, to be honest. Repair's not bad. I'll give her flowers in that regard. She plays pretty well overseas. But Kia Stokes, you're lucky to get 2 to 4 points out of her a game. And then Salon looked really good for them. Amir Hay, she looked really good for them last year. So I do like being able to retain both of those. But this is kind of another team where you lost some firepower from the guard position. Big Carla, she ended up leaving. She's on Portland now. And then Kate Martin, been a little bit banged up on the offseason. Not really sure what her role looks like for this team. But Charles looked pretty solid. Zana Lassini, she was a great addition for this team last year, so I do like them retaining her. All in all, though, I think Golden State pretty solid middle of the pack. Wouldn't be surprised to see them make the postseason either. But this was a team, man. I feel like we really struggled to play consistent props for them all season. It felt like, honestly, it was Kayla Thornton or just leaving it alone.
Alrighty. Big Gabby,
we'll see.
11.5 points. No, not on this team. This is, it'll be interesting. There's a lot of different things going on here. It's going to be hard to find plays here before the game start, but I see Fudd at 9.5. I know I'm jumping over there, but Fudd at 9.5 is pretty low, no? Is she going to play full? Or she can back up?
Is she?
Yeah, do you think?
Did they bump that down? Oh, my God. No way, bro.
It is low, huh?
Yeah, this saw a massive hit. This was 12.5 just like 2 days ago.
How come?
I don't know, but again, if you're in the Discord, I definitely pointed that out specifically because I'm like, I just don't see it, man. There's no way she's at 12.5. Paige is at 19.5. They have Maddie at 13.5 or 12.5. And then we didn't even have Arike with the team at that time, and she's at 16.5 points. I'm just like, there's no way between those players, and then also add in Alana Smith to the mix as well. If she gets there, that's cool, but I just don't see it, man. She's gonna have to shoot the lights out from 3.
That's why Arike wasn't on the board. They didn't think she was gonna play or something, maybe, when Fudd was at 12.5.
I couldn't tell you, man. Well, they probably got a little bit of a glimpse because, classic WNBA schedule. We had these two teams playing in their only preseason game, and then their opening game is the same matchup. Like, what the hell?
They don't want to go too far. Big Kev says he's back on the AT train. He says, what about AT over assist or double-double game 1? And he says, would love to see Tina Charles go to Golden State.
Yeah, hey, I mean, that's actually a really good call. Tina Charles there, I could totally see that. She would be an easy plug as a starter or just a bench player. Wouldn't be needed to be out on the court for more than 20 to 20 some odd minutes a night. Yeah, that's a good call there. AT is interesting. Not in love with the matchup necessarily. I mean, Vegas is a reasonable team to kind of pick on. We know she should see a lot of resistance down low trying to score on Asia. The assist is not bad. I'm a little cautious on that because, I mean, we're relying on the likes of, Copper, who I think should have a phenomenal season with them. But also, I mean, you got Dwana Bonner. It's like they're, shoot. Basically, they're three out there. That's a very streaky shooter. I think they still have West Belts, but this team kind of looks like a mess. I'm not going to lie, man. I'm a little bit worried as far as just who she's converting to.
Sammy Tuna, fucking Sammy Tuna is still there.
Yeah. I believe Monique is out. Yeah, so this would be probably my biggest in favor of taking her assist upside. Is Monique is going to be out for the first, I believe, 4 games of the season. So there is going to be some more usage rating to go along there. I mean, she was kind of their backup playmaker for the team last year too. So I don't mind that. She should also play hella minutes, assuming it's a close game. But you know how game 1 struggles are. I mean, this is a very appropriate line for AT as well. So take that for what it is. But the double-double, I could get behind that. I could totally see her getting 10 rebounds.
15.5 points is a lot for her. But I guess they don't have many other scorers. And she was scoring a lot more at the end of last season, so it's not the same as 15.5 years earlier.
Yeah.
That Malanga, bro, is too low, bro. What? Rebounds and points. What in the...
Yeah, so I'm glad you actually brought that up, too, because they're being interesting. The PR is a full point tax, but I do think that one of these other 2 lines are wrong. I mean, look at the 12.5, 7.5, that's 19 plus 1 each, that's 20, and then you got it at 21.5. So it is taxed up for good reason, but I do think individually both of her lines make a lot of sense. I mean, 7.5 rebounds is really damn low for her. But I do like the scoring upside for her. I think they're going to need a lot more out of her this season. I mean, last year we saw her not as a starter for one, and then also in a limited fashion. So it's interesting. I mean, honestly, I agree. I think her props are very low. Even the double-double, maybe a sprinkle of that in there. But this is one of those...
It sucks. It sucks that, like, you just called out how the PR is just... It has that extra 1.5 there. That sucks. Because it would be nice if it was, the norm. But they know. The gal's here. The Gale, I believe is how you say it. He says, "Oh, we back, baby. Oh, we back."
Oh, we're so back. We're so back. Yeah, so I mean, Malanga I think is really interesting here for a variety of reasons. One, we never really saw her as a starter last year. 2, all the points I made about Golden State losing some of their front court presence, which I think is really massive in this regard. And then also, her development that we saw in Unrivaled took a massive step forward. She was out there playing easily maximum amount of minutes like she was a starter. So seeing her playing 32 minutes here could be, these lines could be wildly off, way off. We might never see the light of day again, kind of off.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Because she had those lines when, what's her name was there starting? Ezzy. Yeah, Ezzy's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, bro. Dolson is the other? Come on, bro.
Yeah, well, Dolson will be there, but I think we look past her and to their acquisition. They did pick up Fam, who I think is going to be great for this team. But we saw a lot of this last year, so I'm kind of glad that we're taking a look at this now. We saw it last year with Malanga getting used to playing over here in the States, building her up, ramping up her as far as just time on the court, yada, yada. Even though she was a high draft pick for them, she still played very, very limited minutes. I mean, look at her at the beginning of the season. She was not playing many minutes at all. She was a very young player. Same situation with Fam. Very young player. I think Fam's only 19, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check this. Yeah, 19. So very, very young. I think they play her very similar to how we saw with Malonga last year. She'll likely come off the bench. She'll probably play in some kind of a limited role, limited minutes, blah, 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 until they start ramping her up the same way that they did with Malonga. But, I mean, look at her at the end of the season here when she was playing real meaningful minutes. I mean, very solid on the glass. You know, not too bad about that. But her minutes, man, I mean, this is wildly different than when she plays like, you know, even just 24, 25 minutes, for example. If she plays 30 minutes, I mean, we're talking about a walking double-double here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's shit's wild. I don't understand it. Is the matchup the reason why it's on the lower side, or?
I think so. I mean, the way that Golden State was able to play him last year, you know, yes, that held up, and she played pretty bad against them, but it was off the bench, limited minutes, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Bro, she's about to get 30 minutes. She can't get 13 points? Yes, she can.
I think you brought up a really great closing argument here, though, with Ezzy being out. This is massive. Like, her not being on the court is massive.
Are you kidding? That's crazy. That's better than Mabry.
Yeah, and she's never missed much time at all. I don't think she missed a single game last year. Yeah, she played the entire season and missed 4 games the season before that. So she does not miss time ever. Yeah, man, I like that. Her lines are way too low. Now, which one do you think is better? Obviously, we like the PR, but we are paying a tax on that. The next best.
I don't like the tax.
Are you leaning towards rebounds or just straight up points?
I think points. I like them both, but I mean, only because that payout is worse for the rebounds. I think points is probably the best value, but they both look good.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Malonga's just gonna be a star.
Here, we'll just throw this into the queue for the time being. I am curious, do we get it maybe a little bit better?
Yeah, let's see. There's no PRA anywhere either, huh?
I don't think so.
Not that we need it, but maybe it gets a little bit better line. But, I mean, we're being a little silly wanting a better line. But yeah, because the PR has the tax, man.
Maybe something like you know, a half on the PR line and then half on. I do like the rebounds a lot. I gotta say, I'm a big fan of the rebounds with no Ezzy there, because you know that's all Ezzy's gonna do is just grab rebounds.
I mean, 8's not a lot for her. She's definitely gonna get 25 to 30 minutes.
And she's going to be out there likely with Dolson.
Yeah.
I'm fairly confident she's going to be out there with this goober cake as a starter for the first couple of games.
Yeah, what the heck? How's she not going to get 8 rebounds?
I mean, the only other people that maybe could take away some of that, you know, Mackenzie Holmes is reasonable, but Katie Lou Samuelson, I'm not too worried about that. Horston, she plays as a guard, not too worried about that. I think just based on minutes alone, I mean, assuming this game is close, which is, you know, 2 bad teams going at it or 2 mid teams going at it, it should be fairly close, and it's at home.
Yeah, no, we know how
like
Golden
it,
State is. Golden State stays around. I mean, Seattle is not very amazing, obviously. So hopefully Golden State doesn't beat them by 30.
Yeah, that'd be some shit.
Yeah. Kind of the only worry.
But I mean, and also just to, I think, further the point of maybe the rebounds to kind of be our next line. Looking at Golden State from last year, they did shoot a ton of threes, but losing, I think, some of that firepower this year brings them back down, because they were, I think, number 1 or number 2 in 3-point attempts every single game. So that was another thing that was just hurting the overall center production. But they just don't really have, I mean, many people to contend with her. Like her her height and size alone, I mean, that's plenty to keep Kia Stokes busy, or whoever they throw at her.
Malonga.
I like it, man. We liked her a lot. She was good to us, Unrivaled.
Oh yes.
And then on Golden State side of things, for me, this was a team we did not play much of all last year. Maybe a little bit of Thornton, maybe some Burton unders, but if you want to travel down that road, to each their own. This 1.5 threes was a schmacker for us last year. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Did us dirty a few times, but
she's interesting. Sometimes she goes and just ball hogs, and sometimes she just doesn't want to shoot. So it's hard to know with her. She's like Canada. They just feel the same. It's pretty similar. They just never know with them.
Now, one thing to kind of keep an eye out for just in the future, Gabby is very much an RA getter. She will be a secondary playmaker for this team. So we already had Hayes in that regard with them, but I think adding her to the team, she is going to take away some usage from Burton here. I don't love it for this particular game, just with how bad Seattle might be just in a general sense, but this 5.5 assists is very high for her. This was like 4.5 assists, 5.5 assists for most of all last season. And then adding another playmaker into the mix, I think this is something we could definitely keep an eye out for. Or even the RA under, one of those two. Because you can see they, oh my goodness, they have a heavy juice for the under assist here. You add them up. This is only 10 right here. So we are getting a full half a tax on this normal payout.
Why is her assist so high?
Got me.
That was Gabby, right? Or was that Burton?
That was Burton.
Okay, never mind.
But I mean, Gabby's is pretty damn high too. She's at 4.5.
I was thinking that was her 5.5 though. Yeah, 4.5. It is a little high. 5.5 was silly if it was Gabby, but yeah, Burton makes sense. Burton probably get that. Burton should get that.
Yeah, she should. And she played really well moving towards and in the postseason. So, I mean, you take away some of these postseason games, though, and, the beginning of the season was rough work. I mean, this team really had a long way to go before they started getting it together. But Gabby being there is something, because they only had Carl off the bench. And, again, being a bench player, she's only going to cut into so much. But we know Gabby, she'll easily go out there and play 30-plus minutes a night. So those two, I think that's something to keep an eye out for.
So what's Golden State's starting lineup looking like? Burton,
we should
Gabby.
see, Burton. In order should be Burton, Hayes, Gabby, Thornton,
Hayes.
and then I think
Thornton.
Kia Stokes gets the start for this first game. What the hell is Golden State at? Yeah, that should be our starting lineup though.
Thornton went off last year.
She did. She played really well at the end of the season.
Oh yeah, now I see why Big Kev was saying be nice with Tina Charles.
Yeah. We'll keep an eye out for that, man. I mean,
Golden State,
that would actually make.
Yeah, they need a scorer. I know Kayla's kind of, I don't know. They need another one. I hate Tiffany Hayes too. I wish she would just. That's mean to say, but I don't. She's not fun.
Yeah, she was just all right. She was all right. All right. Well, let's keep it going.
When's Caitlin play? When's Caitlin play? Is it Friday or Saturday?
Saturday. That's our Saturday opener. We got 11. Was that 3 Eastern? I think. Rematch. Dallas traveling out to Indy. Sold out home opener. Should be a banger. I mean, a preseason game looks spectacular. So I'm honestly super excited about this.
Oh, it's a Saturday, 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's early.
Yeah. So, little afternoon game there. Oh wait, no, that's 11 a.m. Oh shit, I thought that said 11. Oh, I was looking at this. I thought it said 1:30. Yeah, 11 a.m. So was that one? So this is our 1 o'clock game. This is our 3:30 game, and then we got 2 more to round out the evening.
Ooh,
that's cool.
What is that? 4 games Saturday, 3 games Friday?
Yeah. That's what our typical slate should look like.
Wow. So we have 2 more teams this year, right? Or is it 3?
2 more
2 more teams. So we're gonna have, and we have 5 more games. Is that true too? The season?
I don't think that they added the games yet. Let's see. I think it's still 44. Yeah, still 44 games. They were already talking about adding more games, I believe, starting next season.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's still 44 this year plus postseason.
Okay.
Plus the best of 5 in the postseason. There's no more of that best of 3 for round 1 stuff.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, I mean, there's still just looking through, man. There's a couple plays that make sense to put some money on already. They're bunk overs, but what you gonna do? I guess that Brianna Stewart threes is nice too. The JJ's, I'm a little scared. She could definitely not get there, but yeah, you know how sometimes she just has those games and you're like, fuck.
Oh yeah,
JJ's
no,
out.
for sure. For sure.
But Mabry and Malanga, bro, those look real nice.
Yeah, I like these two, man. For opening day in a brand new position, brand new role for the teams, I think we got to put a little bit of coin on that.
Mm-hmm. I already see in our future Malanga as our thumbnail. How nice.
Yeah.
Big Malanga. Ooh, what's up with Cardoso now, too? Without Reese. 13-5, 8.5. That's not very high either against Bunk Portland. Man.
Yeah.
These lines are low, E. I hate overs when these lines are low.
Yeah, I do like Cardoso. I think her rebound line, very appropriate. I mean, she was averaging over 10 rebounds without Reese last year. Double-double, also getting pretty generous payout for that, too. Kind of help you shortcut on the points. Chicago is interesting. They also picked up Natasha Cloud today, so why not add a third point guard into the mix alongside of Skylar and Vandersloot, but they also let Haley Van Lith go today, which I think is a huge mistake, but we'll talk about that, I think, a little bit more tomorrow. She should be expected to do a lot of cleanup on the glass. I mean, they do have a couple of thorn in the sides, if you will. You know, Liz Williams is still going to be with the team. They also picked up our girl, Rakia Jackson, so we know that she is also going to be a menace on the glass. At some point, Azra Stevens is going to be back with the team, but she's going to be out for a little bit longer. Their team is interesting. They drafted a ton of guards for whatever reason and kind of left it a little bit scarce in the big situation. You know, again, with Azra not being there for a little while, that kind of only leaves 4 in the rotation as far as playing at the 4 and the 5. So I do like that, man, because I think that we're basically just going to have a stand-in playing at the 4 because the rotations are going to be really weird if we have, like, you know, Liz Williams off the bench, Cardoso at the 5, that being her backup, and then, I mean, Sivka, I guess, playing at the 4 would be our next thing, because I know there was a little bit of coach speak about Rakia playing in a bigger position, like i.e. being at the 4 or at the 5 or some shit like that. Please do not, for the love of God, man. She is not she's a very nimble 3-point shooter. Yes, she's great on the rebounding department, but she's not a big like that. She's at best like a power, small forward playing at the 3.
I was going to say, why the heck did they get rid of Reese and not get another big? What were they doing there?
Bruh.
You don't get it.
Who knows, man?
I know you and Wet and different people in the Discord been chatting. I haven't been looking, so I'm just probably already discussed that, but it seems crazy.
Yeah, this team, I think, yes, they tried to make a lot of moves. They're more in like a win now situation because they have so many vets on the team, but it's weird, man. I mean, we have Carrington, who's still in recovery, JC Sheldon, who's on her like 10th team in the last 2 years of being in the league. I mean, she's terrible. Good on defense, terrible on offense. Just keeping it real with you. Cloud, I think, is a good player, but you look at all these guards, and I mean, who else is their shooting guard here? We're talking about a bench player, Rachel Banham, or maybe Carrington as your shooting guard.
Ew.
Yeah, so kind of weird. I would not be surprised maybe if we see Cloud play as like a spot up kind of shooting guard. I could see them making that happen, especially whenever Vandersloot comes back to full health. But
Yay,
this
Courtney.
team, honestly, Yeah, this team's a mess. I think they have to work on the pick and roll game. So Cardoso should have a solid scoring year, but
Heck yeah.
you never know.
Cardoso props look too low too. Big Kev says streak starter, Malonga double and Caitlin Clark RA. What's Caitlin Clark's RA at? Is it reachable? It's usually so damn high, it's scary, but it is Caitlin. Yeah. I hope she doesn't get hurt this year. Play the whole season, Big Caitlin, please.
14.5 or 15.5? Okay, so it is a 14.5. That is a fair line.
And you're getting plus money.
Yeah. Would love to see 13.5. That was her sweet spot during her normal full run. 13.5 was more ideal. 8.5 assists is kind of pushing it. I know Dallas does give up a lot of assists, but needing 9 on the first game is kind of pushing it out there. Also 5.5 rebounds. I could see her getting 5 rebounds, no problem, but we definitely need the assist to come through in that regard.
Paige versus CC, game 1, huh? Okay. All righty.
I will say, too, shout out to this 2.5 3-point made. She should come out slinging some shots for this opening game.
Oh, man. Here we go.
This was 3.5. This was a 3.5 prop line for a long time, her first season, and a little bit last year before she got hurt, too.
Those rebounds are kind of low for her, too. She usually gets them. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll talk about some more of this stuff tomorrow. I think at least for right now, we got some pretty good looks. We've got a couple unders. I do think decent chance that Mabry could bump up here. Wouldn't be surprised to see that. Malonga's PR should not move, but if something does move, it's going to be her rebounds. We'll go to 8.5, so just keep that in mind.
Might have to play me a little Mabry, Malonga 2-pick just because they might bump here.
Yeah, we want to maybe lock that in now. Get a little something on that.
I think so. I mean, they both seem too low. I actually like Malonga better, but maybe not. Mabry's fuck, man. Watching her in that 3-on-3, I don't see it being different in this game with nobody else on that team, bro. You know how she is. She just closes her eyes and shoots. She'll shoot 25 times. 15 points. Yeah. Let's go. And they'll play her in the blowout. They don't care. Get out there, Marina.
Oh yeah, she don't care at all.
Big Kev says not? Dallas shoots a lot of threes. Be some good long rebounds for CC maybe.
Yeah, no, that's very true. I think she could have a solid chance with the rebounding there. Just it's annoying sometimes because you have like Sophie or Lexi Hull out there gobbling up some rebounds. Ew. And also got to keep in mind, big acquisition for them this year. Getting Monique Billings was pretty massive.
Huge. So. That's huge. We know how she is, man. She's dare I say the word, but she is underrated, bro. People don't give her credit. She comes out there and does her thing.
Oh yeah. And I mean, really, Indy, I got to say, really, really well-rounded team in general. I mean, even the other players around them, Hines Allen, very capable rebounder. We saw her with Washington, with Minnesota. Right. Dantas looked not bad in the time that she got on the court too. So
I see what you're saying. It does make it harder for Caitlin. They're all rebounders, every player on the team except for Kelsey Mitchell, of course. But the rest of the team, rebounders. Yeah. Okay.
And
good luck.
That could be something too. That's coaches like, hey, let's just be cautious because this is kind of how you got hurt last year. You're doing a lot more than you need to.
That's the scary part about CC going in. Her lines are already high. She got to have a good game to reach those lines. I know she could definitely get 14.5 RA because she's alien CC. I mean, she's the greatest, but at the same time, are they going to, be careful with her, which I assume they might be, but who knows? That's the scary part, though.
Yeah, I think her best route to get there, likely just from straight up playmaking. They did lose a couple of their backup point guards from last year, so she should be really locked into that point guard situation. As far as like being the main facilitator, even with some of the bench players coming in. Because, outside of that, I mean, it's really like we got Kimbrough Walker or Walker Kimbrough and then Raven Johnson, who I will say great pickup for them. good looking rookie. I did like that pick from Indiana as a whole, but yeah, I mean, outside of that, you got Ty Harris is, maybe our next backup point guard, and then other than that, it's kind of rough.
A lot of no-namers, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Cool.
Yeah. Well, I know we did a little bit of an extra long stream for you guys today. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. I'm trying to get back into good graces with YouTube and the algorithm and all that good stuff. But if you also appreciate hanging out with us, show some love. Be sure to hop in the Discord. We're going to have plays, I believe, start rolling out here soon, and also with the other sports that we got going on. So check it out. Still running a 7-day free trial. Don't miss out. Come win some cash with us. All right, Big Dog, you got anything else for us today?
No, just trying to find our nice outro song here that YouTube likes us for also, but it don't. Oh, there it is. We're going to play this on the way out because you know what? We hate them. They deserve the song. You know it, and I know it. We all know it.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Well, I'm going to run this at least, get my my max bet for $20 in right now while I can before stuff moves. But make sure you guys get a little bit in. We're going to have more stuff for y'all, so check it out in the Discord. We will be back tomorrow through the rest of the week streaming, getting ready to ramp up for Friday and Saturday. So don't miss out. Turn those noties on. Hit that like and sub on the way out and all that good stuff. All right, y'all. We'll catch y'all back here later. Have a great night, y'all. See you tomorrow. Peace.
Fuck you, Prizepicks! Fuck you, Prizepicks! Fuck